Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is your emergency podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Dardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. Jim, a lot of stuff happened today. Nothing very.
A lot of stuff happened. So I don't think we're going to take too much time here, but I felt like it was a lot of stuff that we kind of knew was coming, but there were 11 roster moves made today. So
Right.
let's jump on here. Let's talk them through. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I think there's a few things on here worth discussing a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's some things here to kind of discuss and talk through that, maybe people are questioning, like, what's that mean? Or how did that happen? So, yeah, absolutely. We knew like a few days ago, Liover Peguero, G1 Bay, and Jack Little were put on waivers. We discussed that on NS9 Live. The outcomes of those came today. So there's that part. There were some DFAs that happened. There were some guys that got promoted. There's all kinds of stuff that took place. So do we want to start with those three to begin with?
Let's actually start with like the stuff that had to happen today, which were the guys on the 60-day IL had to be added to the roster, which this is kind of what fueled all of this happening. Because when you're on the 60-day IL, you're not taking up a 40-man spot. So during the course of the season, when you add in your guys who were on the 60-day IL, you really got you got like 45 to 46 people who were kind of like on your roster, kind of depending on how you utilize that 60-day IL. So today, Jared Jones, Ronnie Simon, Andy Rodriguez, Dugan Darnell, and Manuel Valdez all had to be added back to the roster. The reason for that is because like rosters are basically set 5 p.m. today. Free agency starts. It's the official kind of beginning of the offseason. So there's no more ILs. There's none of that. The Pirates had to add those guys. In order to add those guys, they had to make room for them. That brings us to kind of all the shakeup that happened.
Right. So again, talking beforehand, the Pirates did put those three players on waivers. The outcomes came to fruition today. So Liover Peguero went unclaimed. However, because of his a lot of time and such, he's now a minor league free agent. So he's no longer with the Pirates. Even though he didn't get claimed by a team, he is no longer a Pittsburgh Pirate. He is a free agent. Now he could come back, right? The Pirates could go ahead and offer him probably a minor league deal with such, but they could offer him a deal. He could come back, but he's free to go wherever he wants. So there's that. G1 Bay did get claimed. He got claimed by the New York Mets. And then Jack Little got claimed by the Detroit Tigers. So those two also no longer with the organization. They did latch on to two other organizations, though, as well. So G1 Bay, we were kind of nervous. I think you and Tyler both said, like, I'm not gonna hold up. I'm waiting till I see it happen. And it happened. He's with the Mets.
Yeah, kind of surprising. I would not have expected G1 Bay to get claimed by anybody. If there was one of those guys I thought would have gotten claimed, it would have been Peguero, just for the fact that like he's a shortstop. There's still like some interesting things about him. But yeah, Peguero doesn't get claimed. Bay does. So Bay is now a member of the New York Mets. He's on their roster. And then Jack Little, who we didn't see any of, he didn't pitch a single inning for the Pirates. He was claimed by the Tigers back in I want to say it was either August or September. He pitched for Indianapolis for a few times, but yeah, he's now with the Detroit Tigers. So all those guys who were put on waivers, Peguero clears, gets outrighted, but because everyone, if you have a certain amount of time that you're a professional baseball player and you weren't on a 40-man roster today, it meant you became a free agent today at 5 p.m. So Liover Peguero was no longer part of the Pirates 40-man. He became a free agent at 5 p.m. today. And then, Bay and Little are off the roster. Bay with the Mets, Little with the Tigers.
Yep. So there's that. Now, I'll say this. Yeah. I guess I'm a little bit different in your way of thinking about Bay and Peguero. Peguero, I can kind of see not getting claimed as he didn't, and Bay getting claimed just because of the tools. And I guess what I mean by that is someone's going to look at G1 Bay and say that guy's really fast. The contact skills were there. I can fix that. And I feel like he falls in that category where like he's the guy, like he's the Jared Dyson almost. Like he's the guy who has a really good skill. And it's like, we can employ him for that one particular skill and find a way to, maybe roster him. And again, he has to have all the other tools come together to still be a major leaguer. But like he has a really, really good skill. And as long as you have one, I feel like teams are going to find a way to like, I can fix him. Where Peguero is just kind of like there. I don't think he has like any one thing that stands out with him. So I guess that's again what I'm at. I'm not really shocked that Bay was claimed. I guess I'm more shocked that the Mets claimed him. Like Bay.
Yeah, you would think like if any of these guys would have been claimed, you would have thought it was a team like the Rockies or the
Right.
bad teams, White Sox, Rockies, teams like that.
Right. But, exactly. So that's where I'm shocked in. But yeah. So there's them too. And then again, Jack Little, he gets claimed. He's a pitcher. Some intriguing
like I
stuff.
said, don't really know much about him. I mean, they said he didn't pitch for the Pirates at all. On top of that, because they still needed to make more room here, Michael Darrell Hicks of Sporkle fame.
Simeon Woods Richardson.
We confused him with the other really long name guy in the majors with a hyphen, Simeon Woods Richardson. Michael Darrell Hicks, I think he pitched one game for the Pirates this year. And then Dugan Darnell, the Dugan Darnell era in Pittsburgh was very memorable. October 31st to November 6th. He was claimed from the Rockies a week ago. Had surgery, so like he was going to miss almost all of next year anyways, and so now he's DFA'd again, which took the Pirates roster down to 38. And again, kind of going back to the minor league free agent thing, right? Ethan's on here, so he can kind of explain it. But after 7 years appearing in the minors, if you're not on a 40-man roster, you're a free agent. You're a minor league free agent. Well, that was going to happen with Ryan Harbin today at 5 p.m. Ryan Harbin, kind of I feel like a relatively unknown prospect. We don't really, really talk about him much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a relief pitcher prospect. Started the year in Greensboro, worked his way all the way up to Indianapolis. Nasty stuff. So like that, I feel like we need to talk about Ryan Harbin just a little bit because like he has been put on the 40-man. The Pirates were like, we don't want to lose this guy to minor league free agency, so we're going to add him to the roster today. And yeah, so Ryan Harbin, just to kind of go into a little bit of detail here, 2019 draft pick, 17th rounder, has struggled mightily with injuries and his command. That's been his kind of his big hiccup this whole time. But this year he put it all together where he was healthy the entire time. His stuff got nastier. He's now 24 years old, and he made it all the way up to AAA. He had never made it past Greensboro heading into this season. Pitched 54 innings in 2023. That was his career high. Today, this season, pitches 63 and a third innings. He struck out an insane amount of people. In 63 and a third innings, he struck out 92 batters. So he's striking out, like 1.5 guys per inning. So he got promoted all the way to AAA. AAA didn't go as well for him as high A and AA went. Like he kind of lost his control in AAA, gave up some hits, but the fastball is really good. Sits high 90s, can reach triple digits, and his slider is just
sick.
One of the best sliders that you'll see in the Pirate system. So again, the issue with him is still control and command, but the Pirates were like, we like this dude's stuff enough. Let's add him to the 40-man roster.
Yeah, and that's what you need out of the bullpen. Like you need a plethora of guys. We know they've lost some guys in the bullpen here. It doesn't necessarily mean he's also going to be part of their plans. I mean, he's on the 40-man as of now. Things could change, but there's enough interest that like, hey, we need to make sure we protect them at least for now. which I'm perfectly okay with because, like you said, like his stuff is absolutely nasty. The caveat to that is his control is terrible, right? Like it's just
Right.
as nasty on the adverse side of it. You talk about the strikeouts. He had 46 walks in the 63.1 innings. Not ideal at all. So, but hey, like we've seen that out of relievers time and time again, especially coming to the Pirate system, and the control doesn't get great, but it's adequate enough with the sick enough stuff. Like Kyle Crick almost comes to mind to some degree.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, they could be serviceable for a few years. Now, I'm not saying he's Kyle Crick. He's not that level as such, but to use that as an example. So yeah, there's enough intrigue in there
The
that
slider's really good. Like, I
at
mean,
least for now, the walk is
Kyle Crick
still,
is honestly like a really good comp here, I think. Cause like
yeah, but
this slider's
still
nasty.
not Kyle Crick.
So
I
so I
just say
mean,
that
just
like,
to yeah,
but
I get that. I mean, but just to break down Harbin's slider though, I mean, it's got a spin rate over 2,800, which if you don't like know your spin rate stuff, like that's crazy. Like that's a lot of
Crick's
spin.
was like 3,300 also, wasn't it?
You know what? I'll have to look that up. But 2,800
As you're
spin
talking,
rate.
I'll do it.
And if you look at the minor league stuff plus numbers on it, it's an elite pitch when it comes to stuff. 115 stuff plus on the slider. The four seams at 105 stuff plus, splitters at 108. He averaged 97.4 miles per hour on the four seam. His whiff rate on his slider 45%. So essentially when he throws that slider and when he can get you to swing at it, you're missing. Like you are missing the baseball almost half the time. You got
By the
Crick.
way, yeah, it only goes back to, well, no, I should go back further. But
Yeah, I
in
should have it.
2029, it was at 32.46. In
That's insane.
21 is actually at 32.95.
All
Yeah.
right, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
But again, I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I kind of use that as a comp. Like it's Crick light. But what I'm saying is like Crick had a couple really good years. Like he was very serviceable for a few years. He would just absolutely, you couldn't get a hit off of him. He only allowed people on by walks, which he did at a solid rate. So anyways, not to get too deep
Yeah.
on this, but yes, absolutely. Like you're protecting him. I'm okay with it as of right now. There's enough intrigue this early in the offseason to do so.
Yeah. The 40-man roster, I said they need to still have a little bit of room there. There's 39 guys on there right now. They still need to add as Merlin Valdez before the Rule 5 draft. So that's going to happen. There's about a month or so to do that. But you've got Valdez. What?
November 18th, right?
Is November 18th the date? Okay. So he's got 2 weeks or so to do that. So Valdez still needs to be added. And then there are still a couple more interesting names who are Rule 5 eligible that, we can talk about in the coming days. But Brandon Bidwell comes to mind, as well as, maybe even Antoine Kelly. But yeah, Ethan confirms here, November 18th. So yeah, Pirates have 12 more days to figure out what to do with Valdez. I don't think they need to figure much out there, but Valdez will be added. But then there are a couple other interesting names there that, warrant some discussion to be added to this 40-man. So there may still be some other moves to be made.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, 11 roster moves in one day. So just I feel like we needed to just address that.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that it? Did we get through 11 and 15?
I think we got through them all. Cause like I said, I don't really want to go into too much depth on the waiver guys. We talked about them last night, the DFAs, like we did that. Like I said, I'm a little surprised that Bay got claimed. Honestly, I was not expecting that. But yeah,
I'll say this. I think this is a good
Harbin one makes sense.
question.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you wouldn't make the Valdez move today? I mean, I think you operate. There's not a need to.
Yeah. You don't
so
have
why
to.
take up a 40-man at this point in time if you don't need to?
Yeah.
So
that's
all
basically
happened
the
like
answer.
come the 18th. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's really no need to. Because I mean, I'm not going to say it, like stuff happens, right? Valdez is playing baseball. There's no need to add him to the 40-man right now. So there's no reason to add him until you have to.
Right.
And
But,
if like
I'm
somebody
with you.
else interesting comes along in the next 12 days, then like you've got a spot, and then you can always, wiggle things around on the 18th.
Yep. But that's all. That's really all it is. There's no need to do it today. So why rush? Do it when you have to. That way it gives you that flexibility. There's one spot, like you said today, to maneuver however you need to.
Yep.
Till the 18th comes. So yep, that's basically it. So good stuff. So figured we'd talk about all this, inform you guys about everything. And hopefully though, the next time we have an actual emergency podcast, it's like a real true, hey, it's an emergency. We need to come on here and really discuss and talk about this.
Yeah. I said, I really wanted to highlight Ryan Harbin a little bit because he is pretty interesting. He had a really good season this year. So I think this was well deserved on his part. And yeah, if you haven't learned about Ryan Harbin yet, Google him. Go to
Google
Bucks
him.
on Deck. Bucks on Deck. They're probably going to be your go-to resource for that kind of stuff. But yeah, learn a little bit about Ryan Harbin. Nasty stuff.
There you go.
And now he's on the 40-man roster.
There it is. All right, everyone. Well, I think that's it for our show. So we kind of fibbed last night saying, well, we won't be back until Friday when Jim's running The Point. You still teasing it? Oh no, I guess you did give out the
we
guest
announced
list.
it. So
go ahead and let them know.
Point coming out tomorrow. Jose Negron from DK Pittsburgh Sports, Platinum Key from Bucko Territory. We're gonna have our own Doug E. Fresh, the voice of the people, and then also I gotta pull a sub for Jason Mackey.
No, did he do it to us again?
He pulled out last minute, so I need to get a sub. So we'll announce the 4th as soon as possible.
Mackie, I'm in your DMs right now. How dare you? All right. Yeah, so stay tuned tomorrow, 8:00. The Point returns. It'll be fun. And then we'll see you hopefully again on Monday for Bucko Brew, unless something big happens beforehand. Then we'll see you then. So, all right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.